I guess all my life I've been struggling, and I go for ask for help from people, I guess, from America. And all they could tell me is that they're gonna try see into it. They're gonna try see into it. Until today is all they ever told me. And the best part about it is that I went to the service for defend our country, America. And in return, that's all they ever told me is they'll see into it. And nothing that I ever asked that they ever did try to help me with till today. I'm still battling with them.
Louis Pelekane, a military veteran and skilled net fisherman, recently lost his job at a nearby sugar plantation. After being refused welfare, he could no longer afford to keep his family of 10 in a one-bedroom apartment in town.
Yeah, small lady, Laurie.
Hi, Dudu.
Start from the oldest one is Malia, then Delsin, then Layton, oh no, wait, Maria, then Layton, then Melissa, then Bookie, and then Bud down here. This is my junior. And this is the last one, Lonnie, another girl.
Having any more?
Not right away. Not right away.
Louis moved his family to King's Landing near the Hilo airport, where 9 other families have taken a stand against the state and the Hawaiian Homes Commission. Ignoring the law and rejecting the commission's waiting list, they have claimed plots of land for themselves and created their own village. 3 times over the past 10 years, the commission has attempted to evict them, but the villagers remain committed in their resistance and their efforts to build their lives in King's Landing. Some say they are prepared to die to defend their new homes. King's Landing resident, James Iopa.
Right now, I mean, yeah, I'm a free man. I changed a lot. Me and my children built this house. We built it by ourselves. You know, with our own income, whatever income we have, or whatever friends we have that they supply us the lumber. You know, that's all I mean, you know. I'd rather stay in here than being out there. Well, I gotta fight, what you call it, pressure, peer pressure.
Found out that in here, I can be myself, which out there, I gotta impress other people. I cannot be myself.
Basically, I think you're looking at Hawaiian juice right here. We got squeezed out of the pulp of life out there in the American-induced system. You know, to be an American, you had to have left someplace that you had a hard life to seek a better life. The opposite happened to us. You know, we was here first, and then we got squeezed out. Those Hawaiians out there who are humbly waiting in line for permission from the American bureaucracy are dying out there, and that's why they're actually mad with us, because we refuse to die humbly and wait for permission from somebody who's dumber than us, who's more ignorant than us, and represents a fallacy of democracy. When all we end up with is with the hypocrisy of democracy. As Aboriginal, indigenous, the first clan nation here, you know, that we shouldn't have to succumb by force. You know, we've been forced into this way. And if you can do well or better by cheating the system, it should be our decision, and not be. We should not be policed by Saddam Hussein. Oh, wrong. Saddam Hussein is for Kuwait. For us, it's Uncle Sam.
Keli'i Ioane is the unofficial leader and philosopher of the King's Landing community.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. My father is a Korean War veteran. He got shrapnel in the ear. My grandfather is a World War I veteran. So Hawaiians always going off to the war. And I really feel raped. So when I went to Vietnam, and then one time I was watching the people eat. So I asked them, oh, what you eating? And then we talking, and they asked me if I like eat. I said, oh yeah, because I look at the food, I can smell them, smell good. So I went right in a circle and I started eating with them, and then they look, because I can squat like that. So I can sit down like that and eat, and then use chopsticks, and I was just going to town. And so from there, they asked me, if I was Japanese. I said, no. Chinese. I said, no. They tell, well, what you at the Hawaiian? The Hawaiian. So I draw on the ground, the continent Asia, and then the continent North America. And I drew a dot right in the middle. I said, me here, you here America. So the ladies, they was all hooch maids. They tell me, well, why you come? Well, why you here? So I said, well, I'm an American. She told me, then why I here? Well, you're not them. Then I would say, no, we Americans. She said, no, you're not. You're over here in the ocean. And we would argue a little while, but it stuck in my head that she saw the picture so clear. So then I started chewing on that. From talking to these people in a war, I slowly but surely started unmasking the whiteness of me and bringing back out the brown. Just throwing all these American things, and half of them are lies. They lied to the Indian. Then that's all. I don't have to, say anything more. Just follow that trail. That's the same thing happened to us. I just feel that people of color have been set up. We've been set up.
Skippy and his wife Carol struggle to raise their 5 daughters on his military disability payments and her teacher's salary.
Now, a lot of our troubles had come when the Christian faith came. I used to be Christian. I was a Catholic, altar boy. But I never quite believed him, I never really did quite believe him. For me to accept back into me my Hawaiian gods, I can see the ocean is a god, the rock is a god, and I'm a child of God. That's why Hawaiian is Kekioka'aina, and Aina is earth, and the trees are my brothers. When I came back to this village, they just all fell in sync. And I've been happy ever since. See, in this village, we feel that you have to feel yourself as the Hawaiian in your spirit. And when your spirit becomes strong, it's just like doing your push-ups, your spiritual push-ups. You find yourself easily adapting to this type of life. Spiritually and physically, I've come back. In the things that is Hawaiian, and you've been kept out the door, you should break the lock and go home. And that's what I think.
The future of King's Landing remains a question mark. Skippy and the other villagers live each day with the threat of being forcibly evicted and having their homes bulldozed, which has been the fate of other similar settlements.